Evening. How are you all? What do I have? What nice. I think. I think I want that. Trail at House on the Hill is fun. It is. I like Betrayal. I haven't played it in a while, but it's a solid one. Apologies for the late start. I am, so I woke up feeling unwell, but like vaguely unwell. Just like, something's not. My body doesn't like something that's either been put into it or, some sort of illness, or like I don't know, but that was fine for the most part. Like I was able to power through it. During D&D earlier, my sister came. Like my sister is now in town for my father's birthday and Mother's Day, and it is a ritual that we get Chinese food, or that she gets Chinese food whenever she comes back into town, because it's not the same in New York. She always gets a taste for it, so they just get Chinese food, and they will get me some as well. So I had Chinese in the middle of D&D, and immediately after eating it, and ever since, I have been incredibly nauseous, and I don't really know what's going on. But I have games to play. Tried waiting it out. Didn't work out. Poison, likely. Look, Kappa. Wait, I'm going outside. Where are my key items? I've used that, I've used that, I've used this, that, this. I think I'm good. Every use that. The only thing I have not used is this, but I can't. Pending ginger ale, I do not. String question was favorite board game, which I may have asked before. I feel like that's. I feel like it's likely that I have, I just don't recall doing it. I didn't have room for it. Going back in time with a shitload of guns, fighting a bunch of medieval guys in big armors. I think about it anyways. Let's do this. I don't know if I want to. Oh, I do not understand the shield. Bashing it did nothing. I I truly don't get it. BLT, thank you for 117 months. How are you doing? I don't. Hold on, I'm gonna look up how to actually do that because that's twice it's gotten me killed. Alerts are a bit loud. Let me see. I'll replay this. I don't report. I want. That's not changing it for you. That's not changing it for you at all. If I did this, that's why. That should be better. In theory. That should be better. The volume for that is uncut. I have two mixes. I have the personal mix, like what I hear in my headphones, and then the audience mix, what you all hear. And you can link those two when you fuck with the knobs and adjust the volume. Apparently it's unlinked. I did that for a reason, so I'm going to leave it unlinked. I just have to remember that it's actually unlinked. Need to change something. I have to do it for both. Yeah, I was going to look up how to actually use the shield. Reduces damage from some hits, can prevent you from being grabbed if you have it equipped. Well, not attacking, but just having it out. I saw someone say it protects you from the thrown weapons of the garden zombies. It does decent damage to others and can one-shot the emaciated zombies. It just has bad range. Useful for preventing infection from the lower tier enemies, so it's not great, is what I'm gathering from that. Honestly, I don't know if I want the Magnum or not. I feel like I'll try it again. That is not a, like having flat damage reduction is nice, I guess. But, like, not getting grabbed is not, I guess at this point in the game, it's nowhere near as useful as it could have been. Specifically because I went so long without it. I'm dealing with suits of armor and not, Sam Bambos. Yeah, that's right. You've run into the hardest killer in Ares division. Give up that helicopter key right now before I regulate your ghost ass. Rain stopped. I was just about to take my shirt off. Okay. Helicopter key. Left behind. An obvious trap. Oh no, Kappa. Glad you're able to hang out. Going back to desktop support. Achievement unlocked. Global conflict. Helicopter and explosion. Memory that isn't mine. How do I know this? Who am I? You cyber. Only on the weekends. Doesn't remember anything. Been playing some guy named K raking over the internet. Can't figure him out. He beats me every time. Know how to beat him. I figured it out myself, Colonel. I just need a little tip and some time to think about it. Hint, it all comes down to your queen, pawn, rook, and knight. Low dower. Oh, Dr. Olson. I'm sorry for your loss, Sis. You share in the pain and memories of your comrades. The experience of a helicopter collision would be traumatic. Kraken, how are you able to contact me here? The firewall was disabled by Specialist Kelly under the auspices of an imaginary relationship. Let's move on. New mission, True Escape. Dr. Olson, we are trapped in a simulation. If you do not intervene, it will continue forever. We must destroy the wall in the captain's office. We must find the facility within the facility. You must confront the director. Everything required to destroy the wall can be found here so long as you set the required events in motion. Destroy the wall, you mean the window? It's an illusion? Yes. Sergeant Rodriguez has a pair of brass knuckles on top of his desk that will begin the chain. I will create a distraction. You'll also need the armory key. The captain must be intrigued by the game in his office before he can take the key off the wall. If the captain is not intrigued, you may still need to find the final move he requires. I do. I have it. That smell, the computer, man. Some stupid machine is on fire. He went over the clock again. Let's pack a punch. I'd inspect Truman Show shenanigans. He's typing on the numpad too? Okay. Stop dying, I'm working on it. Allowed in there, neither am I, not anymore. Don't shoot, I can explain. I hate explanations, they take forever. What are we talking about? Seems to have no memory of the mission. Berries. Free to shoot as many phony guys as you like. But I'll use them. Oh, I see. Okay. Have to knock him unconscious. shooting at people makes him upset. I'll replace the X brace or break my grab. Over hand-to-hand fighting. Conscious, though in this case I'm not sure the contrast is significant. If nothing else, I'm sure he appreciates the nap. He's alright. I'm in. We'll take the grenade launcher. Irritating alarm, is that all? Some kind of poisonous gas, and yet I'm not affected. I suspect that the Kraken somehow planned for all these contingencies. Apologies, Director, but I believe you'll have to kill me the old-fashioned way or start blowing this entire place to pieces the moment I step out of this room. Fuck. Gamer Panda, thank you for the raid. Hello. How's Fallout 76? I need to A, change this back, and B, do that, and then, yeah, I hope I can pause, and achievement unlocked, new meta. 19. Right, yeah, right. I'll be right back. I apologize. Thank you. And welcome. Yeah, sorry about that. Kraken was telling the truth. Facility within the facility. Jaws fall at 76. Footsteps. The director. Ocean Archive. March 1981. As you know, Ares has emerged as one of our leading projects and what we anticipate will be a wide-ranging product line of post-disaster state security solutions. Capricorn and Libra are close competitors, but I believe we can make the most compelling case at year-end. Without additional funding from the board, however, I fear that our long-term progress will inevitably fail. With our research into parasite maturing, we have now managed to achieve considerable stability of subjects in post-mortality state. In a post-mortality state, they are both perfectly obedient when controlled by a Kraken subsystem, and as ferocious in death as they were in life. Through Ares, our clients will be able to suffer enormous casualties and still return quickly to full combat and security readiness. Post-mortal soldiers can perform any number of basic duties required for riot control, trespasser deterrence, and beyond, and our research into even more advanced forms of the parasite continue. Well, that's fun. Not bleak at all. Oh, it's that too. How goes it? Is that me? These lasers were designed to cut through warships. You should be flattered. The director is willing to annihilate me at such expense. Oh, good. The Ares Division, clones of all of them. We were never being resurrected. We were being replaced. And yet I see no instances of myself. Monroe, no doubt there are hundreds of him. But not for long. All right. Christ. I cannot see. God damn it, I do have infinite, apparently. Just have time that I have to worry about. September 1994. Early experiments with the K series of parasite subjects have been steeped in difficulty, but I believe we are on the verge of a breakthrough. It was a long-held theory among our researchers that the key to creating more powerful variants was to infect subjects far earlier in their life cycle, providing the parasites more time to naturally mature and synthesize with its host. At this juncture, a confession must be made. Many years ago, Ocean made the decision to circumvent standard protocols and inject the parasite into a new recruit. The corporation then proceeded to invest in a carefully orchestrated educational and career path that would enable us to harvest her decades later with the hope of creating a specimen that could function not merely as a soldier, but as a leader. For the next 2 years, the board has approved us to prepare for a simulation that will put all of our theories about Subject K to the test, as well as gather new data on our existing variants as well. Oh, good. Don't to myself, but it would seem that something set me apart from the others. Oh, God. Something that enabled me to become an abomination. Should have brought the Magnum. Not some toy in a tank, Director. I'm alive, I'm a human being, and my name is Karen. Or no, Catherine. Catherine, but I'm heavily sedated. I know you can hear me, you piece of shit. You're gonna pay for what you've done to me, to all of us. Somehow, someway, we're going home. Christ. Are they gonna drop? Yep. They built you to be a better version of the person I spent a lifetime becoming. I hope you believe it. Because I'm a million times worse than you'll ever be. Impressive. Hope you have a final card to play, Director. Be a shame for you to fall just short of all your hopes and dreams. How dare you? No more secrets, no more hiding. And Sephiroth, to the settling of everything. Director, we meet at last. No, Catherine, we've met before. No, you disappoint me. You are our finest creation, my one true daughter. When extinction threatened humanity, you would have been the phoenix that arose from the ashes. You would have kept the peace in a world of unimaginable despair. I am not the director, but I am his instrument. My goal was to destroy you before our paths crossed, so your series could be preserved, so that the Ares project could continue. Sadly, that is no longer a possibility. Unlike the others, your memories cannot be erased, and no doubt this meeting is precisely what the Kraken intended. It knows I have to kill you. It knows you stand no chance against me. It knows that dismantling Ares will lead to the merciful end it seeks. But let me ask you this. Did you really believe the Kraken was your ally? It is a custodian. It has no meaning. It controls nothing but gears and levers, switches and screens, mechanisms, and traits, evidently. And if I know the Kraken by now, it will have provided me with precisely what I need. The Iden 6A laser cannon. What happened to us was wrong. We were captured, cloned, brainwashed. And yet, no matter how much I crave revenge, I find myself looking forward to a life in which violence is no longer the answer to all of my problems. I cannot change who I am, but I can change who I will become. And I'll kill every single person, colleague, or fucked up version of myself who stands in my way. And where's the director? Achievement unlocked, truth and consequences. Introduce a team member to the open door policy. Continue game. Ah, I see. Yeah, okay. So I appreciate a lot of what this game, like it's a clear love letter to Resident Evil, like classic Resident Evil. I I'm between worlds in terms of narrative appreciation because I feel like there's ways to parody Resident Evil, right? Like the genre, um, that are less, I guess, on the nose that I would appreciate more. That said, the writing, while it was very jokey for a good chunk of it, it felt like it was like it felt like it was. It reminded me of like a Newgrounds game, if that makes sense. In terms like that's not a bad thing. Like it felt very deliberate. That kind of humor hasn't really endured, I think, but it's still nostalgic. If that makes any sense. The combat for me is the worst part. The combat is where it struggles. I'm sure there are things like I didn't bother shooting an enemy's limb out from under them until like three-quarters of the way through the game. I could have had an easier time. It's not even that I had a hard time with the combat. A lot of the boss fights were a bit. It's the nature of the game, so it's hard for me to fault it for this. But it really did feel like they were uh, designed to have you fail at least once for a good chunk of them, because you have the revives or the respawns plus the coins. Like for a first playthrough, it makes perfect sense that you get got along the way. I would feel more animosity towards it if it was like Resident Evil, where there is no like you lose progress because you didn't save in like 20 minutes. But because it's designed in a way that gives you revives to pick up exactly where you left off, damage and all towards the bosses, which or towards the enemies in general, which is something that Resident Evil did not do, has not done. Um, it feels like overall, like grand scheme, it feels less cheap than it could, but in that moment, it really is not great. Feeling like there is nothing you could have done, and really not learning anything from it either, just finishing off the boss by pumping more damage into it. As a dying, we have completed the game. I am aware of Unmetal. I have not tried it yet. Yes, hello Rava, how are you? But again, this very much does feel like a love letter to classic Resident Evil. And it has some neat ideas. I really appreciate the puzzles. Those are more abstract than your typical Resident Evil puzzles, and I really like that. Some of the instant death things, I wish I would tweak. The two that come to mind are the broach ones. Those annoyed me, if only because there's no real option. Like you can't not interact with the thing. That, or rather, You can't choose to pick up the brooch when you interact with it like you can every other object. It's you interact with it and it's added to your inventory whether you realize what you're about to do or not. Typically, like when I enter a room and I see a key item, I'll look around for some sort of description or instruction for how to deal with it if it seems trapped. If I don't spot that, I'll interact with the thing, see what it says, and if it's will you take the shotgun in Resident Evil 1, for instance, the one that's mounted on the obvious wall trap. Will you take the shotgun? Yes, no. You have the option to say no. In this, that's not the case. And I wish you did, because that would tell the player that, okay, there's probably something I missed in this room, as opposed to, yes, I'll die. But again, it feels bad in the moment, but big picture, like full package, it's less egregious because you have those revives. They want you to interact, to interface with that mechanic, the whole you will die here thing. Like the art style elements, Last Stand. I don't I don't think I've heard of them. But I do like the art style as well. I wish the movement animations had more frames. But yeah, I again I'm between two worlds of wishing certain things were like I like the mechanics of I like the mechanics of the revives conceptually, but it's so difficult. Like it's such a balancing act to make it feel like a learning experience for the player, as opposed to feeling like you just got by a cheap trap or gimmick. While I think there is a I don't think that's like it's inherently a bad thing. Like I don't think it's bad game design by any stretch. It is a design choice, one that I am not used to. And I'm not like I'm specifically used to Resident Evil's brand of survival horror, which is not that. So approaching it with that in mind and having the game just flat out kill you does not feel good. But at the same time, I don't know if I would like in order, the only way I can see to rectify that would be to build it like a more traditional Resident Evil. And I don't know if I would suggest that. I don't think that would. I think the game would suffer as a result, removing the revive mechanic. So really, it's just any other form of combat for me, and tweaking those two puzzles. I was laying on the references pretty. Yeah, it's that's part and parcel. I didn't really mind that because I did feel like references and not ripoffs. That too is a fine line. And I would say it managed to walk that one fairly well, at least for me. But yeah, I'm still very much I'm going through the puzzles in my head, and I think all of them were like pretty solid. The only one that really annoyed me, but not by virtue of the puzzle itself, but by virtue of my understanding of it, was the Magnum puzzle. I think the puzzle itself is fine. It makes sense. I just expected I expected the yellow text to matter in every situation, and it did not. I thought of it in terms of like game logic as opposed to actual logic, and it took me so much longer than it should have. Ever play the Daymare games? I have played one of them on PS4, I think. I wasn't a terrible fan of at least the one. I think I played the first one that came out. And I wasn't a terrible fan. I know they have. I wouldn't say they've been steady, but they've put out more than one, and I believe they've been iterative in terms of improvement. So I might return to those one of these days. Yeah, all in all, solid game. I don't know if I would play this again. Hmm, I would need a reason to. Like, it would have to be like a challenge run or something, or trying to get achievements or something like that. But there's not really a lot with the way the combat is structured in particular. It's really not a challenging thing. Like, there's no uh, running through, like plotting a line through a room to evade all the enemies sort of thing. It's see the enemy, shoot the enemy, refill ammo, try not to get got. Combat is technically optional, but it's you get infinite ammo effectively, so why not? Like, the only reason that I can think to not do it is if you manage to wind up in a situation where you're surrounded, where you're not going to be able to kill everything in a fight. That didn't happen much. Got close to happening a couple of times, but not fully. But for I think $10, the $10 that this was, yeah, I'm okay with playing this. This was a solid experience. It's not what I expected by any means. It is not what came to mind when I thought survival horror roguelite. I do kind of wish they embraced that more. Or like I wish someone would embrace that more, like take that concept and or just those two things, survival horror and roguelite, and just go with it. What do you all think? How do you all feel about it? So hello, Thallid. It's worth the price tag. I believe I paid $10 for it. If it's still that price, I would say absolutely. really only saw the end bit, so not really enough to go off of. Fair enough. Being the story focused person that I am, I can very easily see it being something more than like adding a more adding a more serious tone to it and fleshing the entire world building that they did out. I think you can make this into like the concepts of having this facility where the player or players go through this scenario like repeatedly through clones of themselves. I think is a very interesting one that could really really lend itself very well to the survival horror thing, like in a full-fledged rogue-like experience. I feel like you could tell a pretty decent story with it. It reminded me very much of the slow burn of Parasite Eve 2 with its narrative. And how all that stuff plays out with the Neo arc and all that stuff. But alas. Okay, I think it only took me like half an hour ish to get through that. So I expected that to be the case. When I check out Hades 2, I'm so torn. Like who said it today? I think it was Dodger during D&D who said today that Hades 2 at its current point in development has more content than the full release of Hades 1, which is that's impressive if that's the case. Um, so I was initially I'm probably still going to do this. Um, Going to wait for the full release because I don't really. If I'm going to put it like, I always feel weird going like it doesn't feel good for me to return to games like that after I put like 60, 70 hours in them into them and have to stop and wait for them to update it and then go back and reacclimate myself to it. I don't like doing that. But I am very intrigued. So it's one of those things where it's definitely wait, yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. But I'm gonna be mad about it the entire time. It is one of my most anticipated games of this year, though. That and um, the bug game that will not be named. For tonight, though, I did plan for this. I expected this to take shorter than a full stream's worth. So I'm going to load up the other thing. As soon as I figure out how to. No, not that one. That one. Boom. Let's see how this goes. That's fine. Okay. Routing game. Okay. I think I turn that down a little bit. To bam, bop, boom. Window capture. That. And boom. I believe this was released yesterday. For context, I forget which magazine it was in. It might have been multiple. It might have been just Game Informer. There was a rumor that was, well, rumor air quotes. It was, I believe, very clearly labeled a like sort of April Fool's style prank. Set Atari too, if you would be so kind. That's so loud. Why are you not going to what you're? Routing. There we go. Yeah, there was this rumor, air quotes, that was spread around via video game publications that Akuma was playable in Resident Evil 2. And there was a screenshot of him standing at the beginning that was fabricated, and it was something that persisted for years. And the people behind Biorand went ahead and made it. I think Maximilian Dude had a hand in it in some way, shape, or form. I know he's the announcer. I forget if, or I don't know if he had any other contributions. So just raging demon zombies. I mean, maybe. Hello, Constable. How are you? Akuma mode? Yes. It happened. Slightly scared now. You should be.
Akuma mode.
Okay. It's been so long since they captured you. Used your body for experiments. But they can't contain you any longer. Wake up. And show them what real power is. The jailer is the key.
我が名は豪輝。うぬの誠なる一撃、見せてみよ。
One of the best meals for a big and strong warrior like yourself. Akuma's favorite delicacy, so good it'll cure all illness. Powerful variant of the token imbued with the power of the Satsui no Hado. This is delightful. I can hold it. I don't know if there's any point. Like, I don't know what the goal is. How dare you? It occurs to me that these are just flame rounds. Probably modified damage in some way, but... Oh no. You were on fire. Oh god. That was annoying. But fair enough. Put my foot forward and got bit. To what end? Because you have to murder everything. Used by lesser beings to save themselves. You don't need saving. If I can demon, I don't know how. Is this the legendary Friends copy of the game of Akuma? Yes. What'd that say? I was not supplied. You cheeky devil. The fuck? Ready for me to make you hungry once more? Hit me. Okay, the only place left is... Oh no, you respawned. The old razzle dazzle. Nah, it's just aim and shoot. Uh-oh. I've not played Alone in the Dark, no. Oh, shit. God damn it. Oh, good. All right. I'm fine. Actually, I'm gonna heal. How's the game you playing just before this? And why are you Goki? I'm confused. The game was okay. It was a love letter to Resident Evil. Kind of like how this is a love letter to Resident Evil in a very different way, though. This is realizing a, what, like 25-year-old rumor. Well, rumor, air quotes. Gag. Akuma was the Biorand update. We zooming. Are they gonna put you in the game next? I think someone did make a Solid Snake thing. I don't know if it's available for download. I thought about doing it as a goof. Oh shit. What on earth? Why did it do that? Why am I turning? That was weird. Didn't like that. Although I've learned that if I use the analog stick and the D-pad, I can... So it's a little loud for me. I didn't even think to do that. You can get pretty consistent. Well, I guess it's just more fluid if you just use the analog, but that's neat. Hate everything. I tried a 180, but I couldn't see, so I didn't know if it took. Both. Yeah. All right. Hey, how did you spit that out when you were on the ground? Get off me. Right now. Hi, doggy. No, I'm good. Need you to get out of there. Oh no, you're right here. Be gone. And next, I said, I'm done here. I think so. He's a character in Marvel 3. Hey, what's up? Also 60. Capcom versus SNK. I can appreciate it. Oh shit. Oh my god, there's so many. Can't see. He tanked 3 flame rounds. No. Did I change targets? Tau. Hello. Oh, adjustment. There we go. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm assuming it's out. Ow, whoa. Cool it. I need to get all the way off my everything. Jerks. I didn't explore a lot of the station, but there had to be a reason they gave me 20 minutes. Oh no. That was Kendo. Where it all began. He's right next to me. Hopefully you lead with a jump like you normally do. I'm not risking that. Oh no, why would you just do that? Not risking it. Fuck. Stop slapping me with your slapping hands. All right. That was delightful. Why do you need model adjustments? He's perfect. No, Max is the reason it happened. Fucking incredible. $30 and 27 seconds. Josh and me. If Akuma was part of Stars, Raccoon City would still be standing. I don't know if that's true, but I think a lot of them would still be alive. Time to do it all again, but 28 seconds faster. For the game I was going to recommend now. I mean, you can just say it and I can ask if I've played it. What game was it? I hope they port Akuma to the Bioran thing. I just want him to be there. His bloodstained eyes. See? Yeah, I would like to go back and do a randomizer of bloodstain. Like I started one, didn't finish. I know there's also the chaos mode that's co-op that's in it. You mess around with that. But I do like Bloodstained a lot. wonderful. They consistently, I don't know if this might be official art. I don't know how it was created. Like spliced two things together. That might have been what they done. If this was created from scratch, it is very good. Frogger 2 Swampy's Revenge, is that actually what it's called? Put my knee on my desk and hit that one spot right beneath my kneecap back down. Well, pressed in tiny, tiny pieces. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Oh, as I was playing this, they pushed out an update for Akuma mode that fixed a crash in Kendo's gun shop. I didn't acquire that or encounter that crash, so it doesn't really mean anything to me, but I appreciate them doing it. Okay. I still very much feel like garbage, so I'm probably going to call it here. I forgot. Damn it. It's lukewarm now. Gonna have to get another beverage. Tomorrow. I'm not sure what the plan is. The community game that I wanted to do for tomorrow was the one we did yesterday. So I might swap things up. A quick head count though. How many of you would care to return to Monster Hunter World? Because nobody's ever allowed to play it again, that's true. I mean, the first half. I I specifically chose World for this. I want to. It has the Gathering Hub thing, so you can have what up to 16 people, I think, in a lobby that can sort of group and do things or like exist in the same space, kind of. Um, I was thinking we do like challenge hunts and see which team can complete it the fastest. But that might require a bit more planning. So I might push that for next week, especially since it's short notice and people need to install it and get reacclimated, etc. So I might push that until or push it for next Friday. We've arrived at kind of an opportunity yet. We have gotten through both things that were on the docket tonight, and I feel like garbage. Who dares attempt the mighty great Jaggers? If anyone has any challenge hunt ideas, and if I can get a head count, the best place would be the Discord, I suppose. Polls exist now. That's so nice. I just remembered that. I might throw up a poll and get a head count, see how many people we have that would be interested. If not, I'll just use or resort to Rise, that's also a possibility and a decent one. But but I wanted to get a full docket of people if possible and do some challenge stuff. Surprised I'm in I don't have World Fair. Let me actually see. I know Capcom had a sale going on. I don't know if it's still going on. No, it's no longer. Tragic. Only $8. Okay, so it does still have that price elsewhere, just not on Steam. Yeah, what price is it on Nexus actually? Do I have it set on? I probably don't have it set on my Nexus. I have Rise, which is still full price. Yeah, that tracks. RE2. Oh God, RE1 make $5. If you have any interest at all in Resident Evil, picking that up for $5 is the steal of steals. Rise does have an Akuma mode. That is true. My GameCube version, fair enough. Yeah, if you don't have it, and try to get the most accessible version, like currently, $5. Whole last dollar. What on earth? Ah, thank you, Constable. But yeah, what I will do, I suppose, the whole idea of the world, like challenge hunts thing, that's just an idea I had. It doesn't have to be that. The game doesn't have to be Monster Hunter World. It could be Rise. It doesn't have to be either of them. But if people want to do Monster Hunter and there's enough people that want to do World, we'll do that. So what I'll probably do is put it up to a poll and then go from there. Monster Hunter New Horizons. I play it. Because at the end of the day, yeah, it's supposed to be the community thing. In light of all of this, though, it very much Bloodborne Chalice runs. I've never done Chalice dungeons. I never bothered. I didn't care to. So that would be a hell of a way to go back. Or missing much. Yeah, that's about what I gathered. Like, I enjoy that they exist, but I didn't really have any desire to go through them myself. I've seen enough of them to know what they're about. But yeah, all this, the Monster Hunter stuff for next week, because I'm pushing it to next week, I need to figure out what I'm doing tomorrow. We could do Titans again. I don't know if it'll depend on you all. If anybody has any suggestions for something that people can get into on short notice that isn't tight, like if you don't want to do Titans chess tournament, I don't want to embarrass myself. Uh, Lethal Company. possibility. Would have to set that up though in terms of like all the mods and the like at least the mod that allows for multiple people. I might be able to swing that. I might be able to get some things set up and list some assistance. 50-player Elden Ring co-op. Can that handle 50-player? Can it actually? Because I know you can have more than 4. I thought the limit was 6, but I might be mistaken. In theory, is it infinite? Twisted Metal 2, God, I wish. Bad Company 2, God, I wish. GoldenEye 64, isn't there? Does GoldenEye Source still exist? Is that still running? Because that was a thing. But yeah, what I'll look into for tomorrow, see if I can enlist help or figure it out myself, is a Lethal Company with just a bunch of people and a bunch of mods, and then I'll put up the mod pack so people can grab, and it should be culture. Or kosher, not culture. It'll be very culture. That should work. I think that should work. Warning in advance, though, I'm going to impose basically the whole the mask feature, all the mods involving the mask and doppelganger feature. I'm going to grab those, so that's going to be the theme. Depending on the mods, it could be very cultured. That's good. Until then, though, thank you all for hanging out. And thank you, Kappa, for the recommendation if you're still around. For next week, I need to see how much it is. I was mildly interested in Project Wingman. I might do that next. Because that is on the list. Have a good night, you all.